Welcome back to Roast Education. This is Dan. Today we're going to be giving another update on ONTX. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. And let's jump right into this one. So ONTX, I covered this one previously. You find that in the description below. If you haven't done so, consider subscribing right now and leaving your alerts on. So for ONTX here, there is a little bit of an update since my last one here. So let's go right with it. But before doing so, some of the things that we're looking for the upcoming milestones include, not limited to of course, the ON123300 product that they have, and that one here, US Phase 1 study, first patient, first visit, that's in the first half of 2021. Coming in next, in 2021, the China Phase 1 study additional dosing cohorts, that's in 2021, recommended Phase 2 dose, that's in the second half of 2021. And then you have the rigosertib, which is a recommended Phase 2 dose for oral in the CAR-AS mutated non-small cell lung cancer. That is in the first half of 2021. And corporate developments, including the in-license of new compounds, that is expected to happen in 2021. We also do have another milestone page, and that is right off here. Oh, actually, my bad. Right off here, it basically says the exact same thing, which we just said. And one other thing is that currently the company has enough cash to keep them afloat. At least that's where what they're saying. Remember, pharmas do burn a lot of cash. And one other thing is that they actually did meet the compliance requirement for NASDAQ continued listing. So that means the reverse split that they were considering probably wouldn't happen. Now, the next thing here, well, we already kind of covered through the publications before, but they have a really nice publication and scientific presentation part if you're in the field and you would like to know a little bit more about them. In terms of the latest SEC filings, this one comes in, let me just zoom in just in case if you're on mobile, but there we go. So this one here, the vote is happening on March 4th, 2021, and it basically proposes somewhere not less than 1 to 5 reverse split. Meanwhile, that is possible that it still goes through. The result of that, and also the other thing here, is that continued upon the reverse split, the number of authorized shares of the capital will go from 255,000 to 130,000 shares. In order to decrease the number of authorized shares from 250,000 to 125,000. And so there is going to be a number of decrease of shares additional to the reverse split if that reverse split does get accepted. Now, I do really doubt that reverse split actually gets accepted, but it could be all possible. It's up to the shareholders of the company. This is, again, the minimum compliance bit. And in terms of institutional buyers, you get to see that it's a little bit mixed. You see, for instance, Principal Financial Group Incorporations added around almost 2 million shares. Berkshire Financials around 500,000. JP Morgan Chase and Jane Street liquidated the entire position. Morgan Stanley added into their position somewhere, I would say, more than 50,000 because the number of change shares is around 7,507. And Signature Wealth Management Group added 25,000. It's a little bit mixed. So you see someone like Morgan Stanley is increasing their position. Meanwhile, someone as JP Morgan is liquidating their position. In terms of insiders, insiders, you get to see that they're actually buying all through 2021 and the earlier ones and later in 2020. And looks like the latest purchase price is at $1. Now, coming up next, we get to see the technical analysis point of view. If you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on. It helps my channel a lot. Now, on a 1 week perspective, we get to see that the 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and that's amazing. 87 to 67 is your trading action zone where positive reversals occur on the 1 week perspective. In terms of the ADX, it still shows that there is still room to grow, and William Personal R is showing that, hey, this one is somewhere around neutral. It's not overbought, highly oversold. None of the above. MACD is retracting just a little, and that might be a little bit of a dangerous thing. It could be indicating that there is a pullback, and you get to see, well, definitely 193 to 120 or almost down to 107. I can consider that a pullback, if not dropping. Momentum still is above zero, and on a 1 day perspective, we get to see that it is actually not looking that good on the MACD perspective. We're seeing that negative reversal occurring. And it could be just an accumulation period. A lot of the time would be accumulation similar to this one here, what we're seeing on the left, right on here. And that was a negative MACD. Take a look at this. And that's fine. Momentum is still clinching just above a zero. And in terms of willing percent R, it's highly oversold. ADX is retracting. Now currently it's in the trading action zone. Look at this, 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA. Amazing. The trading action zone is between 145 and 110. 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA, and that's amazing. Although just above the 110, that's where you really got to worry. Now, in terms of a 2-hour perspective, we get to see that the price point here is looking like it's actually falling. The 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, and I think the point where I would say it can really kick in a reversal on the 2-hour perspective is above the $1.50. Now, the ADX here is sitting as sloppy. MACD is attempting a positive reversal on the 2-hour perspective. Willing percent R is oversold, and momentum is negative on the 2-hour perspective. Now, in terms of the moving average band, we expect this one to trade 130 on the top, 118 in the middle, and 107 in the bottom. Currently, it is in that band, and we're expecting to see perhaps it stay within this band, and it really is moving on low volume here. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both showing that there is possibly another drop down. Now, for this, we need to really look at the supports as well as the moving averages. So the moving averages here, 107 seems to be a safe bottom to call, at least for the time being, based on the moving average. So this gets updated daily. Now, the next thing here is the chart. So for supports and resistances, a significant support is at the 106, following 86 and 60 cents. Significant resistances, 127, 156, and 193. Now, we need to go ahead and just draw a little bit of price line actions. We get to see here, significant support is at 120, below there, 108, below there, $1, below there, 91 cents, 85 cents, and 73. Significant resistances, you're looking at 132, 142, 164, 175, and then 181. Now comes to the question to, okay, is there any patterns? I know what you're thinking, the question of what I think. Hold on a second. Now, there was a trend line, and I did go through this before, that was going on through somewhere in that direction, and that kind of got broken easily. So the next thing is, well, maybe perhaps this way, and that just broken today as well on a 3-point touch. So currently, there's not really a trend line unless you might, well, no, there's actually no. Once it breaks, that's it. But you might still want to, maybe perhaps some people would expect this move to go on, but once the trend line is broken, the trend is broken. So comes into the question to Ed, what do you think? So this one here is a pharma, and in cases of pharmas, sometimes they rise, sometimes they drop, and it has a little bit of a history of going exponential and dropping. And this is something that I fear. Now, ONTX, yes, there's a lot of believers. Yes, if you believe in a company, then you should continue investing in it. Now, this one here has a lot of traders. A lot of people are coming in and trading, and they want to see the $2. Okay, they saw the 193, they sell, and then they trigger everyone else to sell beyond there. And this is the problem with trading. Trading is when you see a massive jump in price based on traders rather than people who actually believe in the stock, because there's a lot of people who bought all throughout their history for people believing in the stock. So if you're investing, be careful. If you're trading, also be careful. Specifically, I want to see this price point to be above $1.10 or above 86. It really depends on your risk. Continue where you think your stop limits are, but there is a bit expected that we might see a little bit of another red day, but here's one thing, it's below 11% and usually the next day is green, especially as well with the short restrictions that occur. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to put down comments below. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, please do so. It's actually free, we chat, we have voice channels, it's amazing. Have a good day.